convicted in his offending. I think it's sort of unprecedented sort of speed and level of offending and the scale of what he did to the poor victims who he's made suffer throughout the entire process. I think we can see from how he has behaved throughout the process and how he behaved during the offences that he is incredibly manipulative and controlling, and that he appears to have enjoyed their distress and the trauma that he's caused to them throughout. So it was an incredibly challenging investigation from the outset and throughout. 5 forces, as and when they became involved, were working closely together throughout the investigation. The hundreds of officers were deployed, were used in manhunt, using all manner of sort of techniques and all of the resources that we've got available across 5 forces. I can't forget the fact that there were further victims throughout the course of that, and that's something that obviously I think about, and could anything have been done differently? However, we were working against someone who was highly motivated to not only evade arrest but also to continue offending whilst he was being actively sought across the country. And I think that's sort of I think we can see that played out by the fact that he used a number of different names, a number of different vehicles, a number of different disguises, wigs, changing of clothing, and also the fact that I think he was being assisted by others in the ongoing investigation. Yeah, I mean, I think most of us who've heard the details, and people who've heard the details, and certainly from the investigation point of view, what the victims have been through, what Joseph McCann has put the victims through, is absolutely horrendous. It's something that will obviously stay with them and their families and their loved ones for the rest of their lives. I can't even begin to imagine feeling whilst they were detained, some of them for up to 14 hours, whilst they were being threatened, whilst their loved ones were being threatened, whilst they must have genuinely been in fear for their lives, and also forced by him to engage in some unthinkable and depraved behaviour. The victims themselves have all been incredibly brave throughout the entire process. They've all come to court and they've all given evidence against this horrendous man. Some of the stories that we've heard around how they had to try and sort of essentially say it felt like they had to save their own lives by escaping from him. One young lady who, in order to save her brother, jumped out of a window, causing herself significant injury in order to save her family. The victim from London who was incredibly brave and took an opportunity to hit Joseph McCann over the head with a vodka bottle in order to save her, and another young lady who he'd been holding captive. I think that my thoughts are going to be with them throughout this and into the future about how they're going to get by and how they're going to move forward with their lives. Yeah, I think certainly officers from the very beginning who dealt with the victims when they'd been released, who through to the investigation team and across the country have been deeply affected by this, as well as the victims, because they just feel so strongly that it's sort of unprecedented and